Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be discussing One Piece chapter 1028 which came out today. I came back from a hike today, so I don't know if this video would be posted on Sunday exactly or Monday. But yeah, let's jump into it. So spoiler warning. So first things first, we have the cover page. It's a colored cover page, and it seems to be Nami and Usopp playing Smash Bros. Because we see like Zoro as Link and Frankie as Donkey Kong and things like that. So pretty interesting. And then we jump straight into the chapter, and we get the chapter title, of course, Brachiosnacus. Interesting title. But first things to mention is we see the title starts off with the CP0 agents, and they're on the phone, and they received a phone call stating that there's orders in case Kaido loses. We're not sure who the CP0 people are talking to yet, but we see them mentioning that there's a pink dragon here, aside from Kaido, and Luffy was riding on it. And more than likely, it's the Devil Fruit Vegapunk created. So we get that. And we have them trying to, I guess, have contingencies in plan. Or contingencies in place for a plan. Yeah, that makes more sense. So first things first, we find out that the first order is if by some miracle, some chance, Kaido loses, the first order is that the government is going to seize and take over Wano. They're going to take direct control over it. No ifs and buts or maybes. They're just hopping in there and going to rule Wano. So they say there are some ships on the way there. So first things first, that first part, we see ships going to Wano. And we know it's government ships. So my thing is, earlier on in this arc, before the war started, there was a scene where Borsalino was asking if he should head to Wano, and Akaino told them to wait, don't go yet. He didn't tell him not to go, but he said to wait. So maybe he is on one of these ships heading to Wano in case, because I would assume they would have to send a heavy hitter with all these pirates here. Or maybe this is where we get the revelation of who Green Bull is, and maybe he would be the surprise admiral on one of those ships. So yeah, we then get the second order for CP0, and that second order is bring back Nico Robin. And then we cut to see who is giving or telling them or relaying this message, these orders to them, and it's none other than Rob Lucy and Hattori, the little pigeon on his shoulder. So we get a revelation that he's there. Probably, I would assume maybe he's on one of the ships as well on his way there. We then get some scenes with Brooke fighting off some of the gifters, and Robin is with him. So playing up to the whole needing to protect Robin part of the story. And if you remember correctly, the whole thing about getting Robin is because she could read the poneglyphs, and even when they were on Zoo, Nekomamushi mentioned that a lot of people will be after Robin for that ability because she could read poneglyphs. And when that happened, a few of the Straw Hats actually declared that they would protect her, and it wasn't Luffy or Zoro or Sanji. It was the weaker ones like Frankie, Chopper, Usopp, Nami, and those people have ended all their fights. So maybe if someone comes to try to take Robin, they will have a moment to shine in protecting her. But yeah, we then cut away from that now, and we see Momo is still trying to use his flame clouds to stop the island from falling apart and falling on top of Onigashima. However, we get Yamato doing something else. She says that she's going to try to stop the bombs. or maybe defuse the bombs. So worst case scenario, it doesn't blow up if the island drops. And we see her transform into her zone form and take off. So that's interesting. Her zone form as well looks fully healed when she transforms into it. So yeah, we then cut now to the meat of the chapter, I guess, and it is Sanji and Queen fighting. And we see Sanji is doing his kicks trying to injure Queen, but it seems to be having little to no effect on his big metal heavy body. And Sanji is being hit with attacks like with Queen's Claw, with Flying Pan, play on Frying Pan. And there's Coffee Bean, Pun and Coffee Bean. We see Sanji is hit by one of the attacks and he kind of pops up, but he's okay-ish. And Queen seems to be trying to egg Sanji on to put on the raid suit because he keeps telling him, put on the suit, put on the suit. You kind of use the suit to fight King, so fight me with it. But yeah, Sanji then uses Diablo Jambe being quite grill shot, probably butchered the name of that, but he attacks with it. And this kind of takes Queen down a bit. He goes rolling back, but Queen basically says, these kicks, they pack a pretty good punch, but So Queen transforms back into his dino form. He's out a hybrid and he does something interesting. He straightens out, so his neck goes down long ways, his tail goes down, and he says Brachiosnake us, and his tail shoots out his back end, and his head shoots out the front end, and we see his torso remains with just his 4 dino legs and this whole stomach area, and everyone has the air face, so they're like, eh? Because they're surprised. And Brachiosnake seems to be a move where he joins the length or the lengthy part of his neck, being a brachiosaur, to his tail to make a giant snake, and he coils around Sanji. We see Sanji with the air face as well, and he begins to crush him, and he says that it doesn't matter how strong your haki is, your armament, it can't save you from being crushed or your organs from being crushed. And we've seen this try to be done before, and we saw it with Kid, because his way of injuring Kaido was trying to crush him. So that's an interesting way to bypass armament's defense. Instead of physically, sparring, try to internally injure you by crushing you. So he begins to crush Sanji, but there's an interesting thing. While he's crushing him, there's a panel with Sanji being crushed, and there's swirls around him, and the swirls kind of look like the devil fruit swirls, but we'll speak about that in a bit. But Sanji begins to scream out in pain, and Queen begins to monologue like all villains do, and he's like, look at me, from a normal Brachiosaurus, he basically turned himself into this big thing. He could transform, and his body isn't just an empty shell there, it has missiles. And while discussing it, he says, I equipped that empty shell there with the brachio launchers on his torso, and once I call out their name, they shoot. And by trying to explain the attack, he actually calls out the name like an idiot, and it fires at him. And then he calls his body an idiot and says he didn't say it to fire, he was only telling him the name of the attack, which was the brachio launcher, and it proceeds to blow him up again. And he releases Sanji. So that's pretty funny. We get the air face from Chopper again. And this is where it gets interesting because when he lets go of Sanji is crooked, his leg is destroyed, and Chopper tells him Sanji look freaky, like he turned into a zombie. And Sanji says, I don't know, it hurts, but I can still move fine. All of your bones are broken, Sangoro. That is what someone yells as well. And Sanji says, what's wrong with my body? And he begins to see his bones heal, his body snaps back into places, things that were dislocated move around back in place. And we get a flashback to a scene we saw in the episodes as well, where he punched Ichichi, or was it Yonji, in the face. And he says, I don't want to become a monster. And Queen is pissed off. So he says, stupid brat, pay attention. I'm back. And he proceeds to swing his sword and hit Sanji from behind across the face. The sword shatters and Queen does, what? And Sanji says, this sucks. I don't want to become a monster like that. And the chapter ends. And to be continued. I'm not sure if we have a break. I think we do, so the next chapter should be on the 24th. So here is my theory on Sanji now. So, first things first, Sanji, the squiggly lines above his head and his eyebrows match devil fruit. Okay, so maybe Judge also figured a way to extract the lineage factor from someone, and instead of recreate a devil fruit, he put it in his children directly, bypassing the effects of devil fruit, making you not able to swim. It would make sense because Sanji has the swirly eyebrows, and his powers have been a bit unique throughout the series, being able to light your leg on fire. So that's theory 1. Or theory 2, instead of extracting the lineage factor from a devil fruit or someone with a devil fruit, he extracted it from some ancient fire race, maybe Lunarians themselves, and injected it into Sanji. But we need to wait to see. There's speculation on all of these, but we don't know. The other thing is, this is a decent power-up for Sanji, but he needs something offensive now. We know he doesn't want to use the red suit, but he'll probably have to use it. I foresee him using it maybe in the next 2 or 3 chapters if we focus on him. So maybe he puts it on and he's stronger, or he unlocks a new attack, or some new ability to set his entire body on flame. We know he could do that already with Hell Memories, but maybe it's some more intense fire. We don't know, but let's see. And again, it's interesting because now Sanji has gotten a power up, Zoro has gotten a power up. So there, kinda. And Zoro is probably low-key jealous of this ability to heal your bones now. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. And again, I think either Borsalino or Green Bull is going to show up on one of those ships to try to steal or kidnap Robin. And we also had Luffy saying that he would call on the Grand Fleet if they ever needed help. So if they take Robin, it would be a good way to incorporate the Grand Fleet coming back into the story to help them rescue Robin. So yeah, good chapter. I enjoyed all the little things. And it sets up One Piece heading in a direction that is wide because it could go anywhere after this arc, because we still need to go to Elbath, we still need to meet Shanks, we still need to meet Blackbeard again. So there's a lot going on. But yeah, all in all, very good chapter. Hope you all enjoyed this quick discussion and review. And I'll see you all on the 24th for the next chapter. Bye.